Hey guys, welcome back to The Buzz with Bernadette. We're coming to you live from our beautiful venue sponsor here in Active Wellness Spa in Victoria Park. And it's the perfect spot for today's chat. With me, I have Yasmin Eve, and she has built Cacao Collective from her garage into a $3 million business. Now she's building her next brand in public using AI while being a busy girl mum. Yasmin, I've been following your journey and I'm so glad you're here, so welcome.
Thank you, I'm so glad to be here.
I'm excited. So you scaled your business from your garage.
Yeah.
Were there any big mistakes that you made early on that you sort of learnt from that you wouldn't make again?
Yes, there's so many. Oh my gosh. So when I started Cacao Collective, I was already doing like breath work and meditation and life coaching at the time. So I was very much in the wellness space in that area. And I started Cacao Collective because I struggled with a lot of anxiety and I was a massive stim junkie, loved heaps of coffee. And I just at the time, for whatever reason, didn't understand that both of those kind of are really bad for each other. You know, like the more caffeine you have, the more anxiety you're going to feel. They work very similarly together, like on that side of the nervous system. So when I tried cacao for the first time, I was like, oh, I didn't realize you could have this outside of a ceremony. And then, you know, fast forward, I decided to just start a business from it. I thought no one was marketing it the way I thought it should be marketed. So I was like, no one understands the health benefits. You know, it's not just spiritual. There's so much to it. It's like such an amazing product. It's just amazing. Like nature always provides so much for everyone, you know. So, I guess the biggest mistake I made early on was I didn't understand things like unit economics or price point or any of those things. I really just thought if you double your money, it's great, you know. And I think a lot of people starting in product-based businesses think like that. They sometimes don't even double their money. They just think I'm making any money on top. Yeah. It's great. But what I didn't factor in, which again, you don't really know until you get on the journey, like what's involved with business. I hadn't really had much of a business experience and I hadn't had any degrees backing me. So with unit economics, you don't just need to price yourself to make some money back from what you sell. You need to obviously factor in things like marketing expenses and like staffing and paid advertising. And there were all these different costs that came with business as we grew that I had no idea about when I started. And when you start, it was just me in the garage and my partner at the time. We were, you know, in the garage together and we had a couple of shaving, like snow cone machines from eBay. And the biggest expense was our website, which was, you know, that was a pretty big expense at the time to start, which was like around $6,000. Yeah. And the stock was the biggest other expense. But outside of that, we didn't have staff. We worked in it. Like there was no real understanding of what it's gonna cost. And it wasn't until really only maybe 2 years in that I started to understand like price point and how we had to factor in so much more than what we were, and we'd severely underpriced ourselves from the beginning. And cacao was like a lot cheaper than it is now even. So like even over the last few years, it's gone up by like 170%. So our cost of goods has like risen so much. There's a huge thing on cacao and farming and all of that. So it's driven the price up, and that's what really made me understand, like if you don't price yourself well, you're going to constantly have to do price increases over time to like to grow. Yeah.
So what you're saying is like even when you start, you've got to think forward for price increases, everything. You might hire some staff.
You might hire people, and you want to have enough profit after that. You don't just want to pay everything and be like, we're left kind of with nothing. So the biggest advice I'd give anyone is like, make sure you're doing at least 3 to 4 times what your product cost as a start. But if you can, 5 times plus is amazing. So that's probably the biggest mistake.
And what sort of capital did you start with?
Oh, I think at the time it cost maybe 20 grand to start the whole thing. Okay. So, and we quickly made a lot of that money back. So we put, I think it was about we only bought 150 kilos, and at the time that would have only been like a few grand to start. And then we had a website. We actually sold, the first 6 months we sold purely on Instagram. We didn't have a website. We didn't really have anything fancy. We just bought the stock and like plain bags and stickers. So it didn't cost a lot to start, maybe a few grand. And then when we had to kind of get to the next level, which was we needed to buy more stock and we needed to like formalize our packaging and we needed to get ourselves into an actual facility and not just be in the garage, probably cost around $18,000 to start, which isn't too bad if you think about
not too bad.
business. No.
Yeah. Did you outsource straight away, like in terms of like getting someone to do your website and stuff, or did you do that yourself?
I wasn't that savvy at the time. I've kind of grown into all the like skills I have now, but I think it was a very different terrain back then. Like there wasn't AI, there wasn't all this other tech available. Like it's so much easier to do websites and everything now yourself. Yeah. We had a guy design our website and I think that cost us, around, I think that was the first website we got was actually $2,500. And then we went through a rebrand where we actually formalized our packaging because I just whipped up like a sticker on Canva and thought, let's just see how we go. Yeah. I think for me, I'm always like, let's start with as little as we need, get it off the ground. If there's enough like traction, we'll put more money in, like more time into it.
That's clever. That's clever.
Yeah. Because like a lot of the time you start with, I like this and I think people like it. But you never know.
How important do you think it is though to know all the skills of have the skills of website, have the skill or at least a little bit.
I think it helps massively. Yeah. Like if you have an understanding of at least like marketing or graphic design or even just really basic like Canva graphic design or something. Yeah. It'll help you because those initial costs in business can be quite high in like relative like to where you're starting as a business owner. And I think having that skill set, I mean, I had that skill set. I kind of just learnt tech really easily. So I'd always just sit down and knuckle down and figure it out. And that helped us save thousands of dollars in the early days.
True.
You can waste like, thousands and thousands of dollars with graphic designers. And not that it's a waste, but it's not always necessary in the beginning. No. It doesn't have to be perfect.
Back and forward as well.
It is. Like you can't be quick to turn things around. If you want to do a quick sale or a quick campaign, you've then got to go to a design person first. But I think if you can use like Upwork and Fiverr and outsource to like cheaper variations of that in the early days, it's a way better idea if you can't do it yourself.
That's so good. What do you think, or why do you think so many people struggle with the math side of business? Well, I think I know I'm no good at math, so
neither. I'm actually not a numbers woman.
I know I'm not. So
I go off the vibes.
Exactly. So how do we fix that?
I guess it would be like a few things, like actually educating yourself, like basically, or getting an accountant or a good bookkeeper, like to help walk you through the things you might not know. Even getting a mentor, like I'd been in a few mentor groups for e-commerce, which were really helpful, and they helped me understand things around forecasting stock and managing like your numbers better and having like a set spreadsheet that tracks daily profit. Like when I began, I was doing everything manually in like a spreadsheet. It was very loose, very just kind of running off fumes, running off the vibe. But as we scaled, it became very clear that if we didn't have a handle on like the numbers, it was not going to work. So having an ability to track like your daily like profitability and your daily costings, you can learn that. And now with AI, like you can literally ask AI to help you formulate a spreadsheet to track.
Is that when people talk about like systems, putting systems in place, like in terms of spreadsheets and stuff?
It could be, I guess so. I guess just all, like structural stuff that helps the foundation of your business.
So can you set up a spreadsheet to like go, like this is my expenditure? Can you set that up to automatically? Okay, please help me. How do we do that? So, okay, good. I'll be researching that. Don't worry. I'll ask AI when I get home.
Yeah.
And tell us about the new business that you're working on. I've seen your Instagram and I know you're doing sort of like almost a daily update on your new business and how you're building it, which is so great. People want to see the journey and the story. So, tell us about the new biz.
Okay, so I guess for me, like since becoming a mum, have realised like just how different being in business is to not being a mum. Like it's chalk and cheese, and you have so much more energy and time and like availability to be an entrepreneur when you don't have a child versus when you do. And I'm really grateful that I started Cacao Collective before I had my baby, because you just every week's different. Your availability is different. Like everything's changing all the time. So for me, like leveraging AI and stuff has really helped me in my current business. And then it kind of made me realize, because it helps leverage your time so much, I was like, I probably do have the time and capacity now to build another business. And if I use AI and I show people how they can do it, then more people could do it. And I guess for me, it was like a really big, becoming a single mom and doing that journey alone. I realized like how many single mothers are out there that maybe think they can't follow their dreams, or they don't have the capacity to build a business, or, you know, they don't know that they actually could, because there's so much available now, like technology wise, that I think allows women and parents, even if they're single, to be able to do that. And so that's for me, like what's really driving me behind this brand is, it's not even really about like, I'm excited about the business for sure, but I'm really excited to take people on the journey and show them how it's possible to do it, even if you don't have a lot of money behind you, a lot of backing, a lot of support. You can utilize these amazing tools right now to support you to build something special and meaningful that could change your life, you know, and obviously pay your lifestyle, pay for your family, all of those things, and give you a beautiful lifestyle. So, that's, I guess, where it kind of came from. And then my daughter's a very fussy eater. So the product that I'm developing, I can't really say too much yet. Yeah, it's still in process, but it's really around like child nutrition and kind of getting around the fact that a lot of kids are very fussy with food, and getting them those nutrients is really important. And with my daughter, she's just like a beige girl. She would just eat anything beige, nothing else. And so I was like, I need a product like this. So I'm really excited to bring that to life and take people on that journey. Yeah. Because I didn't really do that with Cacao Collective. And now I wish I did, because you don't see all the stuff that goes on.
So because when you did Cacao Collective, so there was not really AI.
Nothing.
So then can you sort of maybe tell us like what sort of, or how do you get started on AI, and how do you get it to help you build a business, or what sort of support structure does it give you?
So there's lots of different utilities with AI. Most people don't even know. They just think I can, you know, write some content, write some like write a
Instagram caption.
It's like people are only using it for like the most basic thing. But when I would start a business, I guess even with this current one that I'm starting, the first thing that I'll do is like research and understand the market of what I'm about to enter. So like, for instance, child nutrition. I want to understand who my competitors might be. I want to understand what the gap in the market might be. Is it a saturated market I'm going into? Is it, you know, so there's all these ways that you can research what you're about to do, because the thing is just thinking to yourself, well, this is a good idea, I would use it, that means everyone would use it, it's not enough to inform a decision sometimes. So asking AI to help you do, like, you can do deep research with ChatGPT, you can do deep research with Claude. So you can use those different AI tools to help you research in depth about ingredients, legislation, what you would need to start. Like, if you don't even know where to start a business, you could actually ask AI, if I wanted to start X type of business, how would I go about it in Australia? Yeah. Along with the legislation. Like, you can ask it anything to support you. And I think of AI more like, have a conversation with it. Yeah. Don't just think I've got to prompt it. Most people don't even know how to prompt. Yeah. So like, I think that's important. If you don't know how to prompt, you can even ask it to help you. Like, ask me the questions that I would need to answer for you to be able to tell me X, Y, and Z. So you can work with it. What questions do I need to answer for you? And then it will come back, and then you do that, and then you can go forward like that. Is there anything I'm missing? What could be, a risk factor in a business like this? And you can ask it, what are the risks involved? Yeah. So you can start to formulate like a way better, I guess, view of what you're about to do, and not feel too like naive and blindsided in it. Yeah. You can kind of feel prepared.
So when you're entering the information, then, so you're saying like there's options, isn't there? So you can do deep research. Yeah. You can do all these different. Yeah. And would you suggest it's worth paying for the better version of the AI?
I would say yes. I think with a lot of the AI tools, I think some of them are free and you could definitely get a lot from them. But I think from memory, I can't remember last time I used the free version, but I think ChatGPT has like a limit to how much you can use it.
And images.
And images. And I think if you're wanting to grow something and you're very invested, it's worth spending.
worth it.
It's worth spending the money.
It's
for
almost
sure.
like you think about if I had to hire someone, that would be a lot more than $30 a month or $40
so
a month.
much more. Yeah.
So it is
100%.
worth it. But then run us through the top ones that you use.
So I use ChatGPT for a lot of research. I use Claude for research too, but I use Claude more for copywriting, website copy, like blog writing, like all of those sorts of things. I also use ChatGPT for product images. It's a really it's updated recently and their pictures are incredible.
Right.
So this is a bit of a hack. A lot of people don't know how to prompt ChatGPT well enough for good images.
Right.
So what you can actually do is put together like a mood board on Pinterest based on what you want to create, and then put those images into ChatGPT and say, based on these images and my mood board, I want to create X, Y, and Z. And then it will help prompt. Like it's really good to give it visual prompting.
That is a good tip. That is amazing.
Yeah.
Because if you're just describing it, it's not
so
enough.
hard.
And I stopped using ChatGPT now. Now I've gone on to Gemini. So I don't know if you use
Gemini is really good
because
too.
I already was paying for storage on Gemini. So I thought
and Nano Banana's really good for images as well.
Yeah. So but I do find with both Chat and Gemini that if once you've asked already the prompt for 2 pictures, the third, the fourth, the fifth,
they will get a bit
might
weird.
get a bit weird.
Get weird.
And then you have to close that chat, open a new chat with the latest pic, put it in there, and then it works.
Yeah.
But so are you saying Chat is now like better?
It's gotten a lot better. I don't know if it's better, but I've been using it a lot more and finding the results are a lot better and more consistent as opposed to their previous version was really weird. Like you get 3 down the line and hands would start looking weird, or like something would look odd. Yeah, it's like where did that come from? So I use a mixture. So ChatGPT is great for images. Nano Banana is really good for so the Gemini is really good for images, especially like I use that for a lot of product imagery. I will upload a picture, like a stock photo of my actual product, and then say, put this in a a kitchen style shoot and make it like editorial style, and you give it all those prompts and then it will come up with these amazing like product images as if it was a styled shoot.
Love that.
So like, again, if you're starting out and you don't have a lot of money to do photo shoots and get models and all of that, you can create with AI. And I know that there's I think some people are a little bit ethically weird about using AI for that purpose, but I think about it more so. Back in the day, we had graphic designers to create stuff like this.
That's right.
Now we have AI instead, and it's all roughly moving towards the same place. A lot of businesses have been using it for a long time before us. So I think it's like a double-edged sword in a way, because if you're starting a business, what options do you have if you don't have the finances behind you?
And I think we've got technology. Utilize it.
You know?
And I think the only thing people get weirded out by is like when people use AI when they're getting or a video of yourself and AIing it, that looks really weird, but if you're just getting a photo of a product and creating a beautiful kitchen behind it or something like that, that's beautiful. So there's definitely
ways you can use
ways you can use it. So I did try and get Claude because a few people recommended it, but I found it, I don't know, I didn't quite understand, and then I left it for a while. And I went on to use Manus. Have you ever heard of Manus? Yeah. Is that quite similar to Claude? Does it do the same sort of thing, or is it like a generator? Help me make a website? Because that's what I'm finding. Manus is quite and it's different price point. Like it's we're talking like $70, $80 a month. Yeah. Is that what the Claude?
I mean, I haven't used Manus in extent yet, so I couldn't answer fully to that. I would say for me, I find Claude different to say using like a ChatGPT or even a Cintra. So we use Cintra AI for our business. So all of the stuff that we put in there, all of our team then access Cintra and they can use that because our brain, we've created our own AI brain for the business. Yeah. And that's really helpful. So you can have and that's one of the things is the more you use whatever AI platform you choose, the more it learns because it's a little brain for you. So I think with Claude, it's very good for more in-depth style of coding, more in-depth style of financial planning. It's really good with copy. Again, you have to prompt it well. Any AI, you still have to prompt well, but some of them will give you better outputs than others if you aren't that great at prompting. I think Claude is a little bit more sophisticated with some of its outputs, but again, you have to know how to input, your prompts and things. I actually haven't used Manus too much, but what I was doing is using Claude to help code another AI platform called Lovable, and they create landing pages and websites.
Okay.
So you can essentially talk to Claude about what you want to create. Then you can say, help me now. Like I would kind of create like a brand brief or like a product brief about what you're doing and who you're trying to serve. And even if you're service-based, like all of those things into Claude, help it generate something that feels really good to you, that you love the sound of. And then I would say, based on this, help me create like a formatted website of this. And then it will come up with like a thing, and you can say, now translate this into a code to suit X platform.
Right.
So you can then start to like maneuver these things around and use them as puzzle pieces for the next platform.
Yeah. And when you say like, help you create a website, like it doesn't mean like, oh, you could just say, make me a pretty pink website, da-da-da-da-da.
No.
It's making you essentially code that you're cutting and pasting into the website.
Essentially, you'd make like a homepage. So that would obviously be like, your header and all of that. You would, again, for me, I always input some imagery or some coloring. Yeah. I give it some visual prompt to like colours. Say, these are the sort of colors I'm wanting. These are the color codes. You can get them from Canva. It's super easy. Give it a bit of direction. Otherwise, it could be completely rogue. Yeah. You could even say, like, I want it to feel natural, or you could give it examples of other brands you've seen, screenshots of other websites you like, just to prompt it enough to, like, give it a good, give it something.
Yeah.
And then once it creates that, you can say, can you create a prompt or code to suit whatever platform you're using? So, for instance, like Lovable, you could do from Manus too.
Yeah.
Help me create a prompt for Lovable, because the way that you prompt can be like more tailored to that AI platform. Yeah. And then you'd put that into the platform and it would then generate the whole imagery.
Yeah. And then you get them to talk to each other.
Yeah. What I love about Lovable, the reason I use it is because it has an integration with Shopify, which is the main platform I use for business.
That's right.
So like for product, it's really good. Yes. But Manus is, I've heard, amazing for like running Facebook ads and creating creative for ads, which is something I want to get into.
Yeah. Which is funny. I haven't used it for that, but
maybe
I will down the track. So and you've also mentioned using AI for the formulation process. Like, so how does that work for a physical product?
So I would say probably you need to have like a little bit of understanding of ingredients, because I think if you are just going absolutely blind, I don't know how good AI is at telling you what you can and can't use. It has good ideas, but you can't go off at 100% because they get it wrong sometimes. They do. Even like, some, there's some things it doesn't know. And so I think if you haven't formulated any products before, just go lightly and know, like, take it with a pinch of salt. Whatever it's recommending could be slightly off. You don't know.
Yeah.
But for me, because I've already got the awareness of like ingredients and things, I'll more talk to it. Can I put this ingredient in? Would it affect this? Or like, what would be the dosage for children in the legislation that is like, what are the sort of regulations, or do I need to know about TGA, and does this need approval? So those sorts of things you can use.
Perfect.
You can even ask, like, based on all of the, say, products out there in this category. So say for me, it was like children's, based on all these children's products. What are the main ingredients they're using, or what are the main things they're using?
Yeah.
And then help me formulate from there. So it can give you those really good insights based on research.
Yeah. So if you know what you're talking about and you go a little bit more in depth, you're going to get the right answers. Because I've updated my AI's memory several times and said, like, can you please make sure you cross-check, fact-check everything? And even still, it will get things wrong.
Some things slip through the cracks. I've done the same. But, I think with those things, even if you get an idea through AI, you want to take it to like a food tech or someone who's like an actual professional in that field to go, hey, this is what I'm thinking. You can have a consult call with them usually, and they'll give you some input or advice, like that ingredient probably wouldn't work, or that's probably going to be unsafe, or like they'll give you direction, which is really good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And how has AI helped you as a mum? Like, how's it freed up any time for you?
Oh,
Yeah,
massively,
so much.
massively. Yeah. Like I faced burnout multiple times in the business, and especially going through the separation with my daughter's father, and then going through learning to be a single mum and still running a business, and the business was facing a lot of challenges at the same time. It was a lot. Like it was a really hard time. And it was when AI started to really become more mainstream and more available. So I remember getting straight on it, because at the time I was also looking at potentially hiring some VAs offshore.
Yes.
We needed extra support in the business. I needed some support. I was like, I can't keep doing this. But I think with business, like we were facing challenges with pricing and products. So we already had smaller margins. I didn't want to put more money into staff. I just couldn't.
Yeah.
So it was this really interesting point where I felt almost maybe forced to just give it a go and try AI.
Yeah.
And so I just sat with it and kept doing it, and got better, and realized I could use it to help me with email writing, with blog writing, with marketing stuff. Like my main role in my business is marketing. So having that extra support where you don't have to use your brain to come up with every idea or every angle or every,
Right.
it takes so much mental load off you. And I think that's the biggest thing for women or parents in general, is the mental load you carry.
That's right.
Is enormous. And I think for, AI for me, it's taken off a mental load that I was carrying, and I didn't realize until AI came in. I was like, oh my God, I've been carrying way too much.
Thank God.
Yeah. And now being able to like train my staff in that.
Yeah.
So they can be more autonomous and they can actually do more in their roles. It's helped me even more.
Yeah. And how many staff do you have now?
I've only got 2.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
that's really
so we have a very small team.
Was it a hard decision, like, to even get one? Like, I mean, because it is a big decision, even just to
so
get.
Scary.
Yeah,
you just go, I don't know how to lead a team. I barely know how to lead myself. Like, I've just winged this whole thing.
Or for me, like being in control, like you're in control the whole time, and then how do I get somebody else? Like, how can I trust somebody else to do this or help me?
100%. I think the biggest thing is like making sure you have really good systems in place. Like I made all these trainings and tutorials and did Loom videos and made sure, like, when I was handing jobs over to my staff, I tried as best as I could to like really list out how I did a role or how I did something so they could be empowered to do it. And I think in the initial like phase, I usually give my staff like around 3 to 6 months to be like, this is your time to try everything, mess up, make heaps of mistakes now, because the more mistakes you make, you're going to learn quicker. And usually you never make those mistakes again. Like that's how you learn. So that's like there's like this speed I think you want with staff, where you want to train them as quick as you can so that they can make their mistakes quickly, and then you can rectify them quickly. And then from there, they're pretty autonomous and pretty good. So like one of my main girls, she's amazing. She's been with me for about 3 years now. And she rarely makes a mistake now, because she's got the systems and we've built out all the trainings. And often if someone makes a mistake, I always ask myself, did I set them up enough for this job, or did they have enough and they messed up here? So like whose onus is it to like rectify the issue more? Yeah. And then from there be like, okay, how do we like make this better for future? What's your thoughts?
And how do you go about making a training video? Do you just like set out to work one day and just go, I'll just video everything I do?
Yeah, I'd say like you want to block out like just an entire day every week or something to just, first of all, map out like all the roles you do, map out all the roles you don't want to do, and then go through that role and go, what does this role entail? Is it emails? Is it like answering questions on DMs? Like what is the role? And then from there, chunk it down. How does that role get completed? Like how does someone do that? They have to log into Instagram. They have to go to the DMs and they have to message the people, and this is how they would message it. So then you build out templates. Here's how you would message someone back in this FAQ. Like if someone asks, how long does cacao last for? These are the things that I'm writing out, like all the facts about our product, all the facts about everything that someone might ask, the shipping facts. Like those are the things you start to realize, what are the questions someone's going to have? Yeah. And then how do I anticipate that for the system? Yeah. And then from there you can go in and start doing like your Loom video tutorials of like, this is how you do this on the website, or this is how you create an email.
A Loom video training video?
Yeah. So Loom's a little application you can download to your desktop, and it allows you to like screen record your computer, and then you can just go to any like platform, and it will record everything. It records your voice. You can have like your own little icon of you talking, or you can have that off. I usually don't have myself on there because I'm usually hideous when I'm doing these videos. Like no one needs to see me. But it's a really easy way of just like quickly showing people how to.
Yeah.
And it takes like a few minutes. And then it uploads to a little cloud, a Loom cloud.
Yeah.
And you just send your staff like the links. And you put the links in your like trainings.
Good.
Yeah.
So it's like when you watch those master classes of people that have done pretty much that.
Yeah.
It's really handy. And I guess it's tricky finding out like here's the things I do and here's the things I don't want to do. Yeah. Like do you believe in the or do you use the automated replies in the DMs? That a lot of people are using?
We don't use a ton of them. We actually had a lot of trouble. I'd say we probably could use them more now. We don't get a ton of people DMing like around just random like generalized stuff. A lot of it's usually very like intricate, and so we used auto replies for a while, but they were so basic. They were just too generic, and then people got frustrated. They're like, this isn't what I'm asking. Again. So we just decided, that's probably one area we wouldn't do.
I agree.
We just use our team. Our team logs in and looks at all the messages. If there's someone messaging about their orders, we message them there. Like we try and make the experience for our customers really easy. So if they message us on Facebook or Instagram or email, like we're giving them the service regardless of the platform and letting them know that they're like supported by a human.
Right.
So we don't use AI a ton for that. We could, but I think for our brand, I think you got to know your brand. If your brand feels more like ours is a lot more about connection and people and like all of that, it feels like it makes sense to have people. And that's not always like a great financial decision, but for us, it means more about our brand than it does, we need to shave a few dollars off, you know?
Yeah.
So,
And what about yourself personally in the business? Like, and you talked about systems before. Like, do you block out certain days and certain times where you do certain things? Like, and it's like Mondays I get through emails and, you know.
I would love to operate that way in
Me
truth.
too,
I'd love to say yes and sound really awesome, but I've done that many times and never followed through with it. So I actually struggle to stick with that style of operating. I'm actually ADD. I got diagnosed only recently, funnily enough. I always thought I was ADD, but then I got diagnosed. Like everything makes sense in my life.
Yeah.
For me, I operate off a lot of lists. Like I need that to stay on track. So I have like this little to-do list for the week, and I like it's got Monday, Tuesday, whatever. Yeah. And I will just on a Sunday night go through everything I need to do for the week. And I'll just brain dump into every day and think, what can I do on this day? Okay, I'll do all my admin-y stuff here. I'll do all my creative stuff here. But if on the day I'm not vibing it, I'll probably just switch them.
Switch it around.
I'm not too like, I can't operate within so much structure that I feel forced because otherwise I just can't. I can't work.
Then you let go of everything.
Yeah, you're just like, I hate
That's what I do as well.
And I've had so many times in my business where I'm like, some days you show me like, God, I don't want to do this, even if you love it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you've just got to throw something fun in there sometimes, just reignite the juices flowing.
Exactly. I know. I know. Yeah. Do you balance your life out with like an active social life as well?
I would say, yeah. I mean, I go through seasons, I think, where I'm a lot more introverted and just focused and like trying to get things done and trying to like buckle down.
Yeah.
And then I'll have seasons where I'm a lot more social. And I think at the moment for me, like I really want to grow more of my network and meet new people. So that's really important to me at the moment. So even though I've got a lot on, I'm still making time to just even do podcasts and meet people.
I'm out.
Are you Mrs. Extrovert? Yeah.
No, I look like an extrovert, but I'm actually like, I do like to be alone. It's really bizarre. There's a name for it. I'll figure it out. But I'm both. Definitely both.
Yeah.
But stick with me. I'm out all the time. So
perfect.
But yeah, so from just to wrap it up now, from when you started to now, what does wealth mean to you now?
Oh, I love that. I love that question. When I started, I just thought about like, obviously I love being of impact. Like that's really important to me. And I felt weird initially thinking about money. It almost didn't feel like it was about it. But at some point it kind of changed and I was like, no, I actually have to be okay with making money. And also I want to support myself. I want a good life. Like I want nice things. Like that's not something you should feel ashamed of. So for me, it was then a lot about how do we grow this? How do we scale it so I can be paid well as well? And I can win too. Like not just everyone else, but me as well. And then it got to a point, I think, in scaling, which a lot of businesses get to, where you're just so hyper fixated on numbers, on money. You're fixated on the profit, you're fixated on the revenue, trying to grow. It's the next milestone. And so it's really easy, I think, sometimes to lose that connection to why you're doing something because you're just so focused on the outcome.
Yeah.
And so then it got to a point where I was like, all right, I need to reconnect with why I'm doing this because the money doesn't feel like anything anymore. It just feels like this weird empty pit where it's you're just always shooting for another revenue goal and you're like, this is so weird. I don't feel any different. You just have that knowledge where you're like, I remember dreaming when we started, I can't wait for this to be like $1 million business. Just felt like such an amazing milestone to reach. And like, it is an amazing milestone. It's wonderful. But you get there and then you go, because you're already set on the next milestone, you're like, it doesn't hit the same. It doesn't hit the way you think. It just doesn't hit the way you think. And then you also realize there's so many more problems that happen when you reach a big level that you're like, oh, it never gets easier. Like you have this awareness, you go, there's not this magic number where you go, everything's solved. It's just like the challenges change and you just get different rewards, you know? So for me now, like it's still about, I do want wealth and I want to provide a really amazing life for my daughter and all of those things. I think wealth also means like not burning out in like not compromising myself on the journey, not compromising my relationship with my daughter and being present with her because that's really meaningful to me. So I think wealth is more having the ability to make money but also have a lifestyle where I'm present and I'm not not around for things that matter.
Yeah, that's right.
That really, that's really important to me.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah, having that time, that balance, the quality of life as well, which is so good. Thank you so much. I actually learnt so much.
Oh, my pleasure.
I can't wait to actually get home and implement all the things.
Oh, that's so good. Yeah.
Using AI now. Yes,
100%.
I will. I'll be DMing you. So thanks so much for being on the podcast
welcome,
today.
lovely. Thank you.